Now, watch this. Scene 24. Hello? I ain't taking this mic. Oh, you talking to her? Oh, damn. Okay. Nati, I need your help. Stay right where you are. Here's what I need you to do. I want you, right now, in this hour, in this moment, to look dead into that lens and tell the people how you came to Jesus.
I'll just sing it. Yo, yo, yo. So, in 2006, at 3 p.m., 3:35 p.m. No, but for real. 2006, we had a family friend that actually helped us come to Canada. He came to our house to eat. My family was not Christian. It was a very, very, what's the word, messed up family situation at that time. And he invited us to church that Sunday. And we went to church. My parents were like, nah, it's fine. And then the three sisters were like, no, it was so fun. Sunday school was really fun, so we want to go back. And my parents were like, are you sure you want to go back? And yes, we liked the class. The teacher was so cool. So we went back. And since 2006, we've been going to church. Yeah, I think it was 2006. 20 years ago. That's crazy. But that's just when my family started going. And then things got really bad with my family. So that's when the trials and tribulations started. My parents' marriage was literally like a 180. It was completely different. It went from a lot of fighting at home, like screaming, like physical, like any sort of fight you can think of. That's basically what I saw growing up. And then I really saw the transformation starting with my dad. He was a very angry person, and then how he was with my mom and then with us was very different. But then my older sister went into high school, and that was really rough. She, oh my God, I don't like your mouth. My older sister went to high school, and she got into the wrong crowd and fell into drugs. She, by the age of, I believe, 17 or 18, she wasn't living at home anymore because she didn't want to. She left the house because there was always fighting at home with my parents, because my parents were starting to, mainly my dad was starting to take on the role of the leader, and it wasn't just my mom making the decisions. And my sister didn't like that. And because they're very similar, they were butting heads all the time. They were always fighting. And then me and my little sister were at home experiencing the fighting between my parents and my sister. So then that caused my sister to leave. And then so once she was out of the house, then she got with a boyfriend who was the local drug dealer of London. And so my sister fell into hard drugs. So my sister, I'm going into my full life testimony. Keep going, okay. There's more to the story. My part's coming, but this is important. So my sister got into hard drugs. I know, popcorn. So my older sister, by like 19, was addicted to crystal meth and living on the streets. And then, yeah, I'm going into detail because it's all crucial. So then, yeah, he just said, look into the camera and how I got to Jesus. So keeping in mind, since 2006, we've been going to church, but by the time my sister was 19, I was already starting to get into high school. And so my parents were new to the whole Christian walk, raising a teenage daughter, let alone a drug addict living on the street. So they were very focused on my older sister. And then because they didn't want me to turn out like that in high school, they were very strict with me. So I was never allowed to do anything, really. Well, from a teenager perspective, I wasn't allowed to do anything. But now I see that it was all to protect me. But in high school, because I had quote-unquote absent parents, they were there, but they weren't there because they were very involved in church, getting used to being leaders at church. So I was filling that void with friends, with boys, with parties that I would sneak out of my house for, lying to my parents. So this led my relationship with my parents to be terrible. I had really bad fights with them, mainly in grade 12 when it came to the prom and all that stuff. So fighting with my parents, I had no relationship with my dad. I had an ex in high school who filled all the voids, quote unquote, and I was already in the process of idolizing him. And then all of this throughout the years of already going to church, I was literally living a double life, doing worship, and then throughout the week, messing around with my ex-boyfriend. So during that time, I had no conviction. I was on stage, part of a choir. I was not worshiping. I didn't understand what worship was. And then after the 4th year of being with this ex, that's when I started kind of hearing the Lord a little bit, because I was starting to be a little bit more aware when going to church and hearing the actual teachings, and it was kind of starting to resonate. Oh, parentheses. When I was like 15, this was like peak when my older sister was going through her drug addict stage. I was sleeping, and I just realized I'm not supposed to give my personal information. Okay, so keep not paying attention because now you won't know my whole story. Yeah. He's like, okay, so parentheses. So don't listen because this is personal, Charlie. Okay. Done? Okay, I was just getting started.
We just want to give it up for Nati for so much goodness there, because the Lord is faithful.